A new generation of gaming is almost upon us with the raw speed and performance that will let you revisit some old favorites without waiting too long, or in some cases with a new coat of paint. And also the promise of future entries on well-renowned series, new big or small franchises that defy creativity, or some that only look to put a smile on your face. 2020 has been a tough year in many fronts, but certainly is one of the best to be a gamer. Let's comprehensively explore what the upcoming consoles are about and what you can expect coming November. Let's start with Xbox, as it sees two new consoles join their family on November 10th. The Xbox Series X is their top-of-the-line box with a retail price of $499.99, while its little brother, the Xbox Series S, focuses on price accessibility at $299.99. Not getting too deep in terms of specs, both consoles share the same tech in terms of overall architecture, with the Xbox Series S being underpowered when compared to its big brother. Not to say it's a bad console though, as the two similar machines target to offer the same kind of performance and features like 120 FPS gaming, variable refresh rate, auto-low latency, AMD FreeSync, to name a few. And this will make games look great and super responsive, although you may need a new TV for some of these features. The difference here is in resolution, with the X being capable of true 4K and even 8K, while the S outputs a 1440p with 4K upscaling. There are two significant differences to take into account between both machines, and that is that despite having the same custom SSD that will make games load faster, the Series S has a 512GB SSD and features no disk drive, which means going digital only with about half the space at the Series X. Not to worry though, as games will supposedly be smaller in file size, not having to include the highest resolution assets. Meanwhile, the X has the full package with a 1TB SSD and a 4K UHD Blu-ray drive that works for movies as well. Looking at connectivity, both consoles have an HDMI 2.1 port, an expansion slot to add more SSD storage, 3 USB 3.1 ports, Wi-Fi 5 wireless dual band, an Ethernet port, and Microsoft proprietary wireless radio, which means no Bluetooth like on current gen consoles. Sound options offered on both are Dolby Digital 5.1, Dolby True HD with Atmos, DTS 5.1, and LPCM up to 7.1 channels. In terms of design, the Xbox Series X is a black prism that seems more suitable as a vertical setup. It even comes with a stand that can be detached, for example. It may sit on its side but doesn't look as hot, and this design also helps with airflow with its parallel cooling architecture to keep it quiet while you play graphical intensive games. On the other hand, the Series S looks a lot like the current Xbox One S with a black band at the top. It can be featured both in vertical and horizontal position, and it's the smallest Xbox ever according to Microsoft, being 40% smaller than an Xbox One S. The Xbox Series X may look compact, but it's a heavy console coming at 9.8 pounds, and the S at half that with 4.25 pounds. Now let's look at the content that comes with each box. First, we have either the Xbox Series X or the Xbox Series S console, a new Xbox wireless controller, and speaking of the controller, for this new updated version, Microsoft went with the same, albeit refined controller design as the current gen. It adds a texture grip on the triggers for comfort, and the D-pad is also improved to a hybrid one. A share button now sits below and in the middle of the view and menu buttons, and you will now be able to press it once to take a picture or hold for video, and when paired with the new Xbox phone app, you can share your highlights to your favorite social media easily. Matching each console design, the included controller will be black on the Series X and white on the Series S. Moving back to box contents, we got an ultra high-speed HDMI cable on the Series X and a high-speed HDMI cable on the Series S. The difference here is that the Series X comes with a cable that can take advantage of the 4K at 120Hz or 8K at 60Hz options in more advanced TV sets. Lastly, to turn them on, well, you also get a power cord in the box. On launch day, there will also be some accessories available for both consoles. Both new wireless Xbox controllers on black and white will be available to buy separately, along with the new Shock Blue variant, which personally I'm gonna go with. These are all priced at $59.99 each. Both Series X and S do not include a USB cable, and that's because the controller is powered on AA batteries again. But if this is an inconvenience for you as it is for me, there will be a new rechargeable battery plus USB-C cable going for $24.99. Last but not least, if you want to increase the SSD size to store more games on the Series X or S, it's going to cost you a pretty penny, as they offer the custom Seagate 1TB SSD accessory for $219.99. Take into account that if you want to have most of the benefits for a next-gen or back-compatible game, this will have to be installed on the SSD. While both series consoles can store games on external 3.1 USB mechanical hard drives, only back-compat games will be able to run from it, and that's without any performance enhancements. That said, all your current accessories from Xbox One will be compatible. Quoting Xbox from their news site, any officially licensed Xbox One accessory that connects to your console wired or wirelessly via USB will work on Xbox Series X. Additionally, any headset that connects via your Xbox wireless controller's 3.5mm port will also be supported. Future licensed accessories will have the Design for Xbox sticker indicating that it is compatible with all Xbox hardware. Switching gears into what features the new Xbox console will provide, games that include the optimized for Series X or S icon, be it new games or backward compatible ones, will feature improved load times due to the SSD. This is something that has already been shown in some recent hands-ons with games, shaving load times by around 20 to 70% when compared to its performance on Xbox One X, and that's only due to pure specs, without the developer doing any improvements to it. They will also have amazing visuals, including better textures, ray tracing, better refresh rates, and frame rates of up to 120 FPS. Games enabling smart delivery will provide you with the best version of the game for no additional cost. That means if you purchase it now on your current Xbox, you will get the upgraded version on Series S or X without having to pay again. This comes with some caveats, as this is mostly true on first-party games like Gears of War and certain third-party games like Cyberpunk, but other publishers either feature their own version or no option at all. We'll explore the games that offer next-gen upgrades for both Xbox and PlayStation on a future video. Series S and X are, according to Microsoft, compatible with thousands of games across 4 generations of Xbox, including the original Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and this applies to both physical discs and digital versions. Xbox current back-compat list sits at 41 games, Xbox 360 at 577 games, and while we don't have a current number for Xbox One, it sits around 2,563 games. Not all of these may be compatible though. Another thing to note here is that while all games are enhanced for faster loading, frame rates, and latency, only the Series X will get the 4K resolution enhancements. Quick Resume allows you to suspend and resume almost any game instantly without having to wait for load screens, which means you can jump around games that enable it. This works by storing some game cache data on the SSD, and its limits will depend on how much the games that are on suspend state use from it. But according to the hands-ons that are going around, you should be able to hold up to 5 games. The following games are going to be launched with the Xbox consoles on the week of November 10th. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Destiny 2 Beyond Light, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, Dirt 5, Fortnite, Gears 5, Gears Tactics, Man-Eater. Marvel's Avengers. NBA 2K21. Observer System Redux. The Falconeer. Tetris Effect Connected. Watch Dogs Legion. Yakuza Like a Dragon. One of the most amazing services in video games right now is Xbox Game Pass. It allows you to play more than 100 games for only $10 a month on either console or PC, and with a $15 option that gives you both, along with Gold and their new streaming option xCloud. New games are added every month, and all the latest titles from Xbox Game Studios and Idea Xbox indie games are available on the platform day one, and that will eventually include games from their newly acquired studios from Bethesda. As a matter of fact, Doom Eternal is part of Xbox Game Pass starting October 1st, and besides this, it also comes on November 10th with EA Play membership, allowing you to play EA games from the vault or get new games with a member discount. Having launched on September 15, xCloud is their newer added value for Game Pass, and it enables you to access more than 150 games through streaming. However, the service is ready for 22 countries and only works on Android devices for the time being. There's more to this subscription service, like added perks for games and streaming content rotated from time to time. All in all, a fantastic offering, which means you could pick a new Xbox Series console and a Game Pass subscription on launch and be set for your gaming adventures. For $10 a month or $25 for a 3-month span, Xbox Live Gold enables you to play online multiplayer games and is currently required for even free games like Fortnite. It also includes free games every month, exclusive games discounts, and free play days. There has been rumors of this subscription service being either removed or integrated completely with Game Pass since they removed the 1-year subscription option, but at the time of recording there has not been any news regarding this. And that concludes our comprehensive look at the upcoming launch of Xbox Series X and S. Whether you are going for the high performance of X or the friendly pricing on the S, there's no shortage of games coming your way, especially if you are a Game Pass subscriber, which adds a lot of value and saves you a couple bucks. The performance and features for both consoles seems to make revisiting older games a pleasure, and it's only the beginning for next-gen game lineups. In terms of accessories, it's a little short on options, at least from first-party offerings, something understandable due to the compatibility with older hardware. However, trying to expand storage is gonna be expensive. Which Xbox console are you going for this November 10th? And which games are you most hyped to play? Let me know in the comments below, along with a like if you enjoyed this video, or if you disliked it, let me know your feedback as well. Subscribe because we're going to do the same comprehensive analysis for PlayStation 5 launch. My name's Joseph, this has been Hype for Games, and let's get hype!